Yeah, that sounds that sounds really, really good, actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this thing is incredible. It really does blow my mind every time I plug into it.
Hey everybody, I'm CJ here at ProAudioStar, and I'm with Mike today. He's from IK Multimedia, and we're here to talk about the TONEX CAB. This has been out now for a little bit, right?
Yeah, a few months out in the market now.
Okay, very cool. So I think the market has had a little time to sit with it, kind of see it. But honestly, this is like the first time I'm getting to like sit down with it and kind of mess around. I'm understanding it's like a flat range, kind of full response sort of thing, right?
Right. So this is our solution to the FRFR speaker, you know, and we did it the way that TONEX does things, which is, all right, we add what we call make sense features to it. So obviously it's really, really powerful, but it's also really compact.
Yeah.
So that's a huge plus for getting in and out of cars, getting in and off of trains, planes, wherever you have to have sound, you can get it and get loud enough to play with virtually anyone.
I thought you were going to go into planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, well, you said it, so I didn't have to. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, the whole idea is a compact, very feature-rich FRFR cabinet.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I noticed as I was like setting up and kind of prepping for this video today, like it's really light. I like that.
Yes.
And I noticed it's got the amp tilt backs, like similar to the Fender style ones.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So one of the things that we love about this is the aesthetic.
Yeah.
It really does ring true for guitar players. You know, when you see this, you think stage, you think guitar player, you think, the legacy of what a guitar player is and what it means to feel like a guitar player as well as just be one and sound like one on stage.
That makes sense. And I mean, I love the knobs. The control plate looks really cool. You guys got the big jewel, kind of similar to like, other amplifiers. And then on the back, it's pretty feature rich. I know there's 2 different ins for either XLR or 1/4 inch. It has like a DI out. I mean, let's talk about some of those features.
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea here was to make this as versatile as possible. So you could take it in and out of a rehearsal spot if you wanted to and play with your band, pack it up, take this onto a stage. You can link these with that I/O you're talking about. You can link virtually an unlimited amount of these together. So you can daisy chain, put together an entire TONEX stack if you wanted to.
So what you're saying is the stereo function is easily accessible, and then if you want to go crazy and have a small army of speakers, you can do that.
You could absolutely do that. We've done it. It's fantastic. And not just for a stack either. If you wanted to spread these across the stage, you could do that. And because of the I/O being as robust and as versatile as it is, you can use this as not just your own monitor for listening to what you're doing, but you could actually run a monitor mix of what's happening on stage with your entire band through this as well, which is fantastic. Or backing tracks. So it really is, the use cases go on and on and on.
Okay, that's really interesting. And then I noticed these lights up top. So these look like preset slots, and I'm guessing they are for something, right?
Yes, absolutely. There are 8 different presets on board. So in the presets, you can actually store your different amp settings. You have your traditional, if you just want to look at the top here, you have your traditional layout. This is very guitar centric. So you have your EQ, your bass, mid, treble, your gain, a couple other knobs which we'll get into, but you could store all of those settings into a preset for instant recall.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you can actually upload an impulse response into this as well. So you can load up to 8 for instant recall into the TONEX CAB. So the benefit of that obviously is if you're traveling, if you're doing a gig where you really need consistent production night after night after night, you could set it up to where you have everything built into the box.
Yeah.
Or say for instance, you had to have some sort of backup situation where like maybe your IR loader or your IOR loader on your pedal isn't functioning the way that you need it to, you have a backup here.
Got it. I mean, it seems like as we go further with all this guitar, like just guitar tech and audio tech in general, the public and the customer is becoming more, hip or in the know that it's not so much about the gear, it's about the space and how it affects the actual gear that you're using, I mean, yeah, if you've ever played a gig live, like, you could have the best sounding equipment in the world, and then you play a brick hallway, and it's like, oh my God, this sounds terrible.
Exactly. And And with gear like this, we really tried to think of not just all the use cases, but all the scenarios you might find yourself into. But because of the I/O, because of being able to run a direct signal that's, you know, pre or post all the different effects and everything else, or all the EQ, you can run that directly in front of the house and let them dial you in, so you sound good in that room, and you still get what you need on stage to carve out the sound for you.
On the floor, we're running a TONEX. Which version is that actually?
So this is the TONEX Pedal. This is the limited edition in white. I brought it just because I wanted to be cool for your.
I was about to say the white is very cool.
But yeah, so we're playing through TONEX. Now, obviously, this cab was designed with TONEX in mind. I mean, to play really nice with our ecosystem, but it plays nice with any model or any sort of preamp that's out in the market today, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. There's such a wide variety of modelers and multi-effects units now. I'm sure testing and R&D, you had to account for every scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's try out some different tones. I'd love to hear some cleans, some lead stuff, and then after we kind of just do the basic sounds, let's talk about this amp tone knob, because we were tweaking this knob earlier, and it does play a pretty big role in how this cabinet sounds. So I would like to talk about that and actually display how it works. You know?
Sure. Yeah. Let's roll through some different sounds. So what's great about this too is it does have a custom Celestion speaker in it. It's a custom 12-inch Celestion, so it really does. Even though it's a FRFR speaker, it's voiced well for guitar and bass. It really activates the way that I would expect an amp and a cab to work with my playing, which is fantastic.
Now, when you say custom, do you mean like designed in collaboration with, or was it more like you found one that fit the voice the best?
Design in collaboration with, yeah.
That's nice.
So nothing is off the shelf, just going shopping, buying, and putting together a cabinet. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, no, I'm sure that's an attention to detail that everybody can appreciate, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, while we were demoing this, before we started, we were talking about the amp tone knob, and we had it set in the full mic position. So why don't you explain a little bit about what this knob does?
Sure. So this is an incredibly cool and exclusive feature for the TONEX Cab. The amp tone knob essentially sits between what we call mic and live. So mic is going to give you a representation of how the particular tone model or preset that you captured was when it was mic'd up, and the way that you would expect to hear it in a studio environment. The live aspect of it is taking it away from that studio environment, giving the amp more room to breathe. It does this by adjusting the mid-range sweep, and it just opens up the amplifier. It's best just to hear it and experience it. So I'm going to play through, and what I'll do is I'll have you sweep. So right now we're all the way into the mic setting, and I'm just going to play some of those heavier, slower riffs, and then just open it up, and what you'll hear is the sound of an actual amplifier in the room.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
So you could hear definitely in the mic, it's way more focused.
Yeah.
Which is great, you know, as a guitar player sitting here jamming, it sounds and feels fantastic. With a band,
Yeah.
totally different story.
Yeah, I noticed as we went from mic to live mode, the typical hiss you get from like the high gain compression actually kind of went away, and a lot of the clarity kind of opened up.
Yes.
A lot of I could hear your actual like the string noise, the notes, and it wasn't just so much compression hitting the speaker. So that's an insane function. And you didn't change anything on the patch either. It's almost like it's almost like mic placement. It's so cool.
Right. I love this feature more than anything else on the cab,
Yeah.
frankly. Yeah, because, again, as guitar players, we're all guilty of setting up the perfect tone until
Yeah.
you get together with your band or you're in the venue.
Yeah.
And to be able to sweep a knob and get that much more resonance, that much more feel
Yeah.
of what an amplifier is, and also cut through your mix without having to go and play the EQ game, to me is huge.
Yeah. Now, as far as like the presets and stuff, so you can store 8 different cab presets or IRs in this, right?
Yes.
Does it store anything else?
Yes, it does. So it stores all the EQ settings that you have. So if you're using these different presets with specific presets on your TONEX pedal or whatever model you're using, you'll be able to recall those. You can actually, we have MIDI control on the back too, so you could do some really sophisticated switching if you wanted to and have everything switched together.
Yeah.
So yeah, EQ, all of the different controls that are on the amp, on the cab, as well as any IRs you might have stored in there.
Okay.
And possibly more to come in the future.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I see this thing having a lot more functionality than just what we're using it for right now.
Right.
That's very cool. And I also love the fact that there's an aux level knob as well.
That's a great feature for obviously a lot of different use cases, but the one that comes to mind more than anything is just rehearsing by myself,
Yeah.
practicing the tracks.
Yeah.
You know, or being able to run backing tracks during a rehearsal with a really simple setup. That's huge to me.
Do you care if I try a couple tones? I mean,
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means, man. Oh yeah. That's
Just
nice.
open it up. That's insane.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to sound like that. It doesn't. How many watts is this total? I don't think we even talked about that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we need to cover some of the basics. So this is 700 watts peak, 350 RMS. So
That's a lot out of one, like a little 1x12. And if I remember, so there's like a tweeter in here too. And
yes,
like,
yeah. So there's the custom Celestion 12-inch speaker, and then there's a 1-inch high compression driver.
Okay.
For all your highs.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Some baffling and porting up front.
I don't know about you, man, but that felt like an oversized 4x12. Like,
Yes.
that was insane.
All the percussiveness was like really coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I just dialed back some of the reverb so it would shine.
Yeah.
It sounded freaking fun. In this room, it sounded ridiculously good.
You sold me, man. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Speaking of, how much is this currently going for?
So this is $799.
Under $1,000, has great features, super light, super loud, does everything I need. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely sold. Thank you guys so much for watching the IK Multimedia demo of the TONEX Cab. You can find this on our website. Feel free to hit subscribe and the little bell icon so you get notified anytime we post new content, demos, updates, whatever we might do. But I've been CJ.
I've been Mike.
And thank you guys so much for watching, and definitely check out this cab.